Hello and God bless you. I am going to do a podcast here very quickly on tithing, because tithing is so important, not only for Catholics, for Christians, just for people to give a portion of the goods that the Lord has blessed you with back to Him or back to the poor. And it's very important, not only like for the poor, but for your own personal spiritual life, right? And sometimes if you have a really big intention, the Lord can ask you not only to pray and not only to fast, but to tithe in honor of that intention, right? And then it's a way to kind of move mountains in a spiritual way. But I'm not doing the whole podcast right now. I thought I would do a teaser today specifically about my Mexico project, asking for donations, asking for help. I found a gentleman in Mexico willing to arrange and oversee the printing and the distribution of 2,000 books in Spanish. La Santidad de la Mujer, which is the holiness of womanhood, and Fuera de las Tinieblas, out of the darkness, in Spanish. And we'd also like to get enough funding to print about 100 of a couple of those different books for Belize, and they need it in English. But that'll be more complicated. I think I'll have to get them here and get them trucked down there or something. So we are looking at needing about $10,000 to $12,000, which is huge, except for the fact that Our Lady, Nuestra Madre de Guadalupe, asked me to do it. And with your help, we can do this, right? And it's important for us to kind of look at material possessions and to kind of discern, what is too much, or what is it that the Lord may be asking me to sacrifice to help those who are really poor, right? We all know, that song, you can't get to heaven in a limousine, 'cause the Lord don't got no gasoline. Oh, you can't get to heaven in a limousine, 'cause the Lord don't got no gasoline. You really should donate to the Mexico project. That's my take on it. But I won't sing the whole song to you. But what I am going to do is read you a book to inspire you to consider in prayer to donate to this project. It is a large amount of money, but lots of people giving a little equals a lot. Or a few people giving a lot equals a lot. But I came across, the Lord asked me to do this Mexico project, and I posted it. I was kind of scared. And then I went into my art room to continue on my next project, and I was finishing up this statue, because it was a beautiful statue that was very, very ugly painted. And then I thought, how ironic that after months I finally got to my Our Lady of Guadalupe on the day I launched this project. And my goal for this project is to have the money raised by December 12th for the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Well, then I went to my mailbox and I got in the mail this book that I had ordered because I thought it was so cute. And I always have different cute books that I'll take to my nanny jobs or share with my nieces and nephews. And it just all fit. And so today I thought I'm going to do a quick little snippet on Facebook begging for donors to the Mexico project. And we are going to think about the importance of donating our goods with Roxy the Ritzy Camel. Roxy the Ritzy Camel. It's a book by Anthony DeStefano. I love this guy's work. So let's read about Roxy the Ritzy Camel, and maybe she can inspire you to donate to my Mexico project, right? So much we can learn from children and children's books. And this book comes from Mark 10:25, where it says, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of God, right? And just a note for you, as far back as the 9th century, the eye of the needle was thought to be a small stone gate in Jerusalem that opened after the main gate was closed at night. A camel could only pass through the smaller gate if he stooped low and had his baggage removed. So you have to be humble and you have to be unattached to your possessions and willing to give them away for Christ, right? And a great place to donate some of that extra money would be the Mexico Belize Project to help these poor Hispanics hear about the dignity of their womanhood and Jesus crucified. So I'm going to read this book. If you have children, you can pause this and go get them, because I can entertain them for about 10 minutes for you. Roxy the camel was ritzy and vain. She thought she was gorgeous, but really was plain. Just a tad snooty and just a bit plump, the fine food she ate gave her quite a big rump. But oh, she was ritzy as could be. She loved jam and crumpets and afternoon tea. With jewels round her neck and earrings of pearls and ruby red lipstick like all the rich girls, she had a big mansion, a butler and maid, a wardrobe of furs, fancy leather, and suede. She lived in a desert, as all camels do, which can be delightful but difficult too. There's sand in the desert, no flowers or trees, no cool windy weather, not even a breeze, and worst thing of all, no clouds fill the sky, so rain never falls and everything's dry. No water for the bathtub, no water for the sink, no water for the swimming pool, no water left to drink. No water left for Roxy, not even one drop. And when there's no water, life comes to a stop. So Roxy decided to find a new home, to leave her big mansion and go off alone. She'd heard of a city all her life long, ruled by a king who is wise, good, and strong. A great king of kings, loving and true, his home was a paradise, shiny and new, a bright sparkling city of beauty untold, with walls made of emeralds and streets paved with gold. And flowing from rivers and streams everywhere was life-giving, crystal clear water to spare. Sorry. But before Roxy left, she packed and got dressed, and being so ritzy, she just packed the best. Scarves made of silk, hundreds of shoes, a room full of pocketbooks, so hard to choose, Coco Camel makeup, Calvin Camel jeans, bag of gold and diamonds, enough for several queens. She loved all her riches with all of her heart, and tying them round her, she turned to depart. But out in the desert, there's not any road, and traveling's not easy with such a big load. So Roxy grew tired and weary and weak. Her mouth was so dry, so barely she could speak. For 40 long days and 40 long nights, she carried her bundles with no hope in sight. By the time she arrived at the great city's wall, she felt so exhausted she thought she would fall. But at least she was here and set to go in. Her wondrous new life was about to begin. She ran to the gate and tried to go through, but the hole was too tiny. It just wouldn't do. She pushed and she wiggled. Without any luck, she squeezed in so tight, her bottom got stuck. She just couldn't fit, there wasn't a doubt, so Roxy reluctantly backed her way out. It's not right and not fair, she moaned and she cried. This gate wasn't made for a camel so wide. But just at that moment, from way up above, there came flying downward a little white dove. The dove fluttered softly around Roxy's head. Then finally it landed and quietly said, "Listen, my friend, I tell you it's true. You're too overloaded with bags to get through. So lighten your load by sharing your things. Give away all your jewels and your gems and your rings." "What's that you say?" the shocked camel said. "Give away all my things? I'd rather be dead." No, thank you, said Roxy. I'll try it once more, but this time I'll charge like a big wild boar. So backing away from where the gate stood, she started to run as fast as she could. She hit the stone gate with a quite loud thump. Then she shot like a rubber band right on her rump. Oh no, sobbed poor Roxy. I'll never get through. Oh, what can I try? I haven't a clue. Please listen to me, repeated the dove. Please do what I say, he asked her with love. Your riches don't matter. Their value's not great. They're useless to you once you pass through that gate. It's nice to have things and they can be good as long as you treat them the way that you should. You're being too selfish and not very smart to love them with all of your soul and your heart. That kind of love is for heaven alone. It's not for the things that you buy or you own. So share all your things or give them away. Listen and you'll be so happy today. Down deep in her heart, the rich camel knew she loved her possessions too much. It was true. And so she decided to give it a try, to take all her treasures and kiss them goodbye. She made up her mind to give up her things, to put all her faith in the great King of Kings. So down by the road, she gave to some mules her bags filled with gold and big sparkling jewels. She gave to a fox whose fur was a mess, her frilly white socks and bright silky dress. She gave to a slow and lonely old tortoise, a diamond tiara that really looked gorgeous. She gave to some snakes not known for their looks, her collection of hats and posh pocketbooks. She gave to a lion off taking a snooze, her bows and her braids, and a boxes of shoes. And when she was done, she noticed that she was so much more happy and so much more free. Her heart felt so light and her soul felt so bright. She danced and she floated like a butterfly in flight. Then squinting her eyes, she started to trot. She said to the dove, let's give this a shot. She rushed to that gate, but still it was tight. She squished and she pushed with all of her might. The little dove watched, then flew around and said, try bowing down and going in on bended knees instead. That's the way he cheered her. You're almost free and clear. All you animals get behind and push her on her rear. They pushed and shoved together. They poked and prodded too. Pop! Then suddenly there was a pop and Roxy made it through. Once inside the city, the camel looked around. She couldn't breathe or quite believe the beauty that she'd found. Valleys, vineyards, mountains, trees rising in the air, lakes and rivers, streams and seas, water everywhere. Best of all, the king came forth and welcomed Roxy in. He said to her, well done, my friend, your joy can now begin. No more thirsting, no more tears, no more pain or strife. In this land of happiness, forever you'll have life. And all the city gathered round and gave a thunderous cheer, for Ritzy Rocky, rich with love, at last had made it here. The end. There's Ritzy Rocky. So, great book for your kids, but great book too for adults to contemplate. What is it that you're clinging to that maybe the Lord is asking you to get rid of? I have one donor for a lot of my projects, and she said that earlier in life she used to spend an awful lot of money on superfluous things, handbags, things like that. And so when I started to ask for donations, she would put them up and sell them like on an eBay or on something like that. And every time they'd sell for a couple $100, and she'd send me it for the books for the next one. So I ask you, please consider to be like Ritzy Rocky and make some kind of a sacrifice that could possibly help our people in Mexico and in Belize to learn about the dignity of their womanhood and the power of the cross in their suffering, because they have lives of great suffering there. And you can never forget that you can't get to heaven in a limousine because the Lord don't got no gasoline. Oh, you can't get to heaven in a limousine. Oh, the Lord don't got no gasoline. You really should donate to my Mexico and Belize project. God bless you.